Boo! So here's a question for you. Who was your childhood boogeyman? A few weeks ago, I wrote a piece for my Substack Soulful Woman Club, and it was called The Gollum. The subtitle was, Your Childhood Boogeyman Has a Message for You. And for me, that started out with E.T. E.T. was my first boogeyman at the age of 4, and he freaked the living daylights out of me. That little thing he used to do in the finger. I used to dream of E.T. in the dark coming for me with his creepy finger. And I know it looks fake now, and I know people try to get me to watch it again, and I just never will. And I know it's such a shame because E.T. has arguably one of the most beautiful soundtracks. I am always a lover of John Williams. Cue the 5 seconds of John Williams playing. It's great, isn't it? But no, we don't do E.T. here. After E.T. Came Gollum. My darling father, who is a big movie buff, decided that he needed to give his children a proper movie education and showed us a couple of movies a little bit before the age restriction requirements. And so I watched Lord of the Rings when I was 8 years old. And as much as it was an amazing initiation into the world of Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings, Gollum became my new childhood boogeyman. You know, thinking about boogeymen, creepy creatures, things that we're afraid of as children, right? I mean, you know, all of these characters are archetypes in stories. You know, they have symbolism that, you know, these characters, these villains, these enemies, these creatures, you know, they all symbolize things around humanity, you know, in our psyche and in reality of all the darkness. And you know, we don't want to look at them, but they are there. And this piece was prompted by a very interesting moment where I was thinking about how I hadn't done this channel, I hadn't done my Substack in a couple months now, and the word Gollum just like hit me in the head, and I went, oh boy, like what is this trying to tell me? Gollum, for me, you know, Gollum is this creature who like finds the ring right, and you know, is a hoards this ring like in a cave, and you know, it's like my precious and all of that. And it was really alarming to realize that the message that my childhood boogeyman, Mr. Gollum, had for me was around being a golem, around my writing and my precious creative work. Like, it's so easy to do work for other people, but it's so hard to bear ourselves and our own souls, right? And Gollum was there to tell me that I had been hoarding my writing, and you know, through perfectionism and fear and all sorts of things, you know, I had become a golem of a writer. And the thing is that, you know, I don't think I'm alone in this experience, and I don't think I'm alone in the experience of the things that we're afraid of, you know, these characters that evoke certain things in us having very deep messages for us. And at least that day, my childhood boogeyman Gollum had a very clear message for me about, like all the ways that you know, I mean, in the case of Gollum, right, I mean, the ring, you know, the ring takes over him and he sort of becomes this creature. But I feel like it's the other way around when it comes to our creative work. We are the ones that strangle and transform the creative work into this Gollum-esque being. You know, we don't want to share it, we don't want to put it out there. And of course, Gollum used to be Smeagol. Gollum used to be a happy hobbit, used to live in the Shire, you know, used to enjoy all of that, and he let the dark side of, you know, my precious, right, get the best of him. And so my invitation to you is to share in the comments below, who is your childhood boogeyman? And if you can ask yourself about what's something that you are thinking about in your life, and does this boogeyman have a message for you, or has there been a message for you all along about this? I must say it'll take me a little second to think about what the message of E.T. was for me, but you know, perhaps I would dare to say there is one. And as always, you can find the full pieces that I write on my Substack at Soulful Woman Club, where you can get more elaborate, perhaps even more, what's the word I'm looking for? Eloquent ways of saying what I've said here on YouTube. And as always, I appreciate your support. So if this video resonated with you, give it a like, give it a subscribe, give it a share. And it's so wonderful to have you here. Bye. I hope you can appreciate that for the thumbnail of this YouTube video, I went and looked up all of my freaky TV and movie characters that I never ever wanted to set eyes on again, but for you, for this channel, I did it, okay?